Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Thank you guys for sticking around. To my old and my new subscriber, I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. God bless you all. So you've seen the video, you've seen the picture on the thumbnail. I can actually say if you are size, I use 40. So I think anything 40 below you can use 3.5. Then 40 above, be trying to be using 4 to 4.5, because this is my 3.5. I had to join it. I joined the down part. So let's go on. So let's assume this is your 3.5. Let's assume this is your 3.5. When I said I joined it, I'll show you in the video. I had to join the down part because it wasn't enough for the length. But since it's a full flay and it's a very long one, so nobody will really notice it. But if you are doing it on colored fabric, it might show. But I use black. You've seen the results. So let's go on. So let's assume this is 3.5, like I said. So your 3.5, if you're familiar with cutting a free skirt, this will not give you an issue. So you fold it into 2. So when you fold into 2, then you fold in a diagonal way. That's a triangle, like this. That's how you're going to fold it. See, you fold your 3.5 like this, fold it into 2, then fold the half, fold it into a diagonal form like this. So on this place, so there's another thing I want to explain to you. So like I said, if you are cutting a flare skirt, you know what we just do is your flare divided by 3.142. Then you use it to divide it. Whatever you get, you put it here. But in this type of skirt, in this type of trouser, you have to use your hip. Reason for using hip is that, or when you use your waist, you're going to add the seam allowance, everything. Add it before you divide it, or else you'll be running shortage. So the reason why people use their hip is that, like I said, hip is 40 divided by 3.125. Whatever you get, you put it here. So by the time you take out allowance for the pocket, allowance for joining the front, then for joining the side, whatever you have, you can use it as that, or you will take it out on both sides. As you go on, you see what I'm doing. But in this type of skirt, you need to take your crotch allowance here. I just want to explain. We'll go to the fabric. So after going to the fabric, so you'll be able to understand it better. So you have to take your crotch extension. So crotch extension, you can do your hip divided by 4. Whatever you get, that, okay, let's use 40 divided by 4, you get 10. Then 10 divided by 4 again, you get 2.5. So that could serve as your front crotch allowance. Then for the back, you know, sometimes some people, when you're using a bigger hip, you have to move forward something like 3.5. Some people do that, and some people divide their hip by 10. Sorry, some divided their hip by 20 for the front, then hip divided by 10 for the back. So if we're dividing 40 divided by 4, that's 4, right? Yes, that's 4 divided by 10, that's 4. So you need to mark that, but I won't be using divided by 40. All I did is just to divide my hip divided by 16. That's the front extension. So whatever I get for the front extension, that is 2.5. I used to add half an inch to the back. So I'm going to be using 3 for the back and 2.5 for the front crotch. I hope you understand. To mark your 4 extension. Okay, let me just use like 2 since it's on the paper. So just mark 2. See, 2. So just mark that 2 here first, because this is where we're going to put our crotch extension and everything for the front and the back. Then from this angle now, see this angle, I hope you're seeing it. So from this angle now, that's where you now put your radius. That is when you divide your hip divided by 3.12. So whatever you get, you will now put it here. So assuming I get 5, so this is my 5. So whatever you get, do you see? So this is what you're going to cut out. Then also put in mind your band extension. So if my band is 2, 1.5, whatever, so put this one here, then you get your length, your full length. Take it like this. Then after that, you cut out this one. Remember to put half an inch on this upper part. So you cut it out like this with the extension. Then after then another thing I want you to put into consideration is that also check out your waist to hip. Some people use 10, some people use 9, depending. So let's assume my own is 10. So wherever your hip sits, make sure that place can accommodate. Of course, it's free, it's going to accommodate, but just to be on the safer side. So make sure that it accommodates your hip. Then we'll now move to the extension. So I think with this one, let's go to the fabric. You'll be able to see what I'm saying. I have to be doing it on the floor because my table is not that big. I fold it in a diagonal fold. You can see the length is not long. That's why I said that I will be joining this place. Then do you see that's 3.5 divided by 2? Oh, okay, so let me mark this crochet extension. So after marking this crochet extension, so like I said, hip divided by 40 divided by 3.1142, it gave me 12.7. So I'll just approximate it to 13. So from this angle, this place, you're going to mark 13. So this 13. So this 13. So you can now check if it's going to be 40. When I was learning fashion years back, my former boss, she just do it, get your hip and look for it around here. But now we have to do radius just to be accurate. So you can see, just connect it. So after getting this one, what we'll now do now is to just get, how many inches do you want for your band? 2 or 1.5? I don't know. Let me do 2. Let's do 2 inches. So 2 will not be too big. 2 inches. Okay, let's do 2 inches. So 2 inches, then you get your length. I'll just mark my length. So my taper is not getting to it. Let me try and lift the camera up. So the length I'm working with is 42. So I'll just mark 42. So this is 42. So still lift it up here. I'll mark 42. So I'll do this one round. I just wanted to show you a closer view. So this is the 3 inches extension. This is our radius. This is why I said I'm going to join. So the one part of the shoulder is long, the other part is short. So this side is short, I have to join it to make sure that, but because it is on the down part and it's going to be a lot of flay, so you might not really notice it. But if you're using something that's maybe like a wire that is going to be showing, I just think you should use 4 yards. So because I use 3 yards, then the remaining half yard I've taken it away so that I can remove the pockets, the band. So I think you should 3.5 yards. But just check your length. But to be on the safer side, just buy 4 yards. So that is what we have. So I'm going to cut it out. Then we'll come and work on this upper part. So when I'm cutting it out now, I'll put 1/2 inch here so that I don't have a lot of excess. I'll put 1/2 inch, then we'll come and do the crotch and the hip extension. So I quickly want to show you this down part. So after cutting it, see what I have. So you can see that I have a flay. So to the down part here, do you guys see? So no stress. All you just need to do is to take the remaining thing that you cut away. So the remaining thing that you cut away from here, this one, so just take it like this. This one is a straight line, so just take it like this and sew 1/2 inch. Make sure you have be checking out for your length here. So just take it like this, then I will pin it. So after pinning it, I'll just trace it. I'll turn it to the other side and trace it to have the same length. Oh, I don't want to touch it now. So let's move to the other upper part. Before you cut this upper one, put 1/2 inch all the way here for joining it to the band. If you don't put it, by the time you cut it exactly on this thing, it's going to be a lot wider. So that's why we used to put 1/2 inch. You can as well take the 1/2 inch from the radius before you put it here. All right, so let's go from waist to hip. Remember that our this thing was put on 2, so just get your waist to hip, which I'm going to be using 10 inches. Guys, I'm really sorry. I have explained. Jesus, I didn't know that my camera app stopped recording, so I have to go. I think the last place it stopped was where I said that your hip line. So remember to put 1/2 inch here, then mark 10. So I now said that if you are doing this type of trouser, it's a high-waisted trouser. So all you need to do is your hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches, or you sit down and put your tape rule where on a flat surface and put your tape rule where you put your trouser and get the length. But what worked for me is my hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches, because this is like a high-waisted. It's going to be a long, is high-waisted. I'm going to be putting it on my half length. So you're going to add 3 inches to it. If I'm sewing jumpsuit too, that's the same thing I do for my jumpsuit, so that it's not tight. It's not going to be entering your bum bum. You have to feel comfortable. Whereas it's a free trouser, you have to be comfortable. So I put my tape rule at this 2 inches, then I mark 13, then I mark 10 for my waist to hip. So all I just did was, I now said we're going to be cutting the back crotch first, then later we'll trim out the front, because on this type of trouser we're cutting the front and the back together. Okay, I'm going to be slitting the side there for pocket. So on this side, what I used to do for my back extension is that whatever I have in my front, so my front extension is hip divided by 4, that's 10, then 10 divided by 4 again, it gave me 2.5. So whatever I have at the front, which is 2.5, I just add half an inch to the back, because my hip is just 40, it's not that big. But if your hip is bigger than 40, you can do 3, you can even 2 sometimes work for 40 and above. I've done trouser for somebody that has 42 inches, and I used the back extension, I used 2 inches, and it was sitting very fine. So you can just go with the formula hip divided by 10, hip divided by 40, 20 for the front, 10 for the back. But that's what I do. So whatever I have in my front, I just add half an inch for the back, so which is 3 inches. Then I'll add 2 inches all the way down. So when I'm done, that's the back. So when I'm done cutting the back, I'll have to trim out. Then my front is 2.5, so this is 2.5. Then this is 3 inches for the back. Remember that I added 3 inches allowance for this place. So that's why I said that you have to put this, you have to divide your crotch extension first before you can't just add 2 inches, you can't just add 4 inches, you can't just add 1. You have to divide. It's your crotch extension for the back, that is what you're going to be adding to this side. I hope you understand. So be marking 1 inches, because I'm going to be putting pocket here, so there won't be space for what's it called, for zip there, but you can still put zip if you want, but I'll put it at the back. So which I'm going to be marking 1 inches for my hip extension. So that's what I did, and I marked extension, I'll just do 1.5. There's 2 inches here. Then the pocket opening, I'll just come down by 1.5, because I already have 2 inches here. So there's band, then from the band, so I just came down by 1.5. So the 1.5, then I'll do 6.5 opening. So I'll just notch it, then I'll open this down part, then I'll remove one, I'll remove the inside and leave this particular one that has the marking, so I can trim out the zipper allowance for the back. Then I'll reduce this one by half an inch and trim it down. For the down part, you just have to turn it like I said, so that you can see it and trim it off. That's all. So for the pocket, just mark the opening and curve it like you see me do here, but make sure that anything you are doing, your hand can fit into it. Then after you're done with that, take your trouser and join one side to the other side, then the other side to the other side. Just follow like this. When I get here, then I'll follow like this, then I continue. So this is our pocket. I'm going to cut the other one. Remember that I told you that I use hip to cut this thing. Assuming I've taken 1 inch, assuming I took 1 inch, then this part I took 0.7, okay, 0.5. So that's 1.5. So whatever I have here is still much. I still have like 8.5. Remember we used 10, so I have 8.5. Then my waist is 30 divided by 4 will give me 7.5. So it shows that I still have 7.5. It shows that I still have 1 inch extra. Okay, I still have 1 inch extra on this thing. So what I can do is I can either take that 1 inch from here, so I'll just connect it like this, I will know how to connect it. Or before I even join this one, I'll just take this 1 inch, trim it off, okay, to the side. Or that 1 inch, I can decide to use it to take a dart, and I think that's what I will do, so that it will even give me more room. So I'll just use the 1 inch to take it. So if we have actually used the waist divided by 4 divided by 3.12 the other time, it will just give us exactly the same waist. But remember that I'm going to use 1 inch. So if you're doing your own, you can use your waist divided by 3.12, just like we do skirt. Then remember that there's 1 inch here, half inch here, so add it to the measurement. But it shows that you have to now start checking your hip to be sure that that's fully will accommodate your hip. So just use your hip, whatever you have, you can trim it off. I can decide to trim off that one away. I can decide to take it as that, and I can decide to just, just form a little bit gather to even add more for it. But if you don't want it, you can put it by the side and trim it away. I hope you understand. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section for me. Then you're going to be seeing the final look. Thank you guys. God bless you.
Guys, have you seen the result of our tutorial? I hope you learned 1 or 2. Thank you so much for sticking around. Please like, share and subscribe. See you in my next video.